Welcome, seekers of elegance and truth, to a gala edition of your favorite sanctuary for refined storytelling and behind-the-scenes insight, Secrets Behind the Stars. As the world slipped from the old calendar into the promise of 2026, beneath the late winter constellations over an Istanbul that gleams even after midnight, two figures stepped out of rumor and into a moment that felt written in ink made of moonlight. This is not a casual whisper passed from table to table. Tonight we dismantle the architecture of a night that has silenced cynics and sent admirers of the series Arafta into a reverie. We are talking about the undeniable magnetism between Gökberk Yildirim and Cemre Arda. Before we thread our way through this tapestry of illumination, clinking glasses, and tender confidences exchanged while fireworks warmed the sky, a heartfelt invitation: if you cherish narrative craft and thoughtful, respectful celebrity analysis, make yourself truly at home here. Subscribe to Secrets Behind the Stars, turn on notifications so you never miss a pulse of the story, and consider joining our members' circle by pressing the join button. Your support preserves our independence, funds our careful reporting, and unlocks a tier of access the wider internet won't ever see. Tap like if this style speaks to you, and stay close as we retrace the most talked about New Year's Eve of the decade. New Year's Eve in Istanbul is never just a date. It's a ritual of light and hush, a ballet of shadows where the city's powerhouses retreat into rooms that remember every secret. Gökberk Yildirim and Cemre Arda, a screen-leading duo whose spark has spilled far beyond the fictional frame, selected a refuge of classic grace to greet the coming year. We will cloak the location for now, but those who know the city's culinary map recognize the signature. An unmarked entrance, velvet-smooth service, and a kitchen where Ottoman heritage meets modern finesse. Candles breathed silver along mirrored walls, a soft string quartet stitched old melodies into the air, and the scent of spice drifted with the warmth of winter citrus. It was a setting that didn't demand conversation so much as beckon it. Witnesses described their communication as something wider than speech. Glances with the density of memory. Pauses that said more than paragraphs. That sort of communion is forged only over long months of production days, post-shoot silences, and separate lives converging again in the quiet corners fame rarely allows. Between courses, they took stock of the year bowing out, that wild 2025 which vaulted them into global discourse. There were smiles at obstacles survived, a soft awe at milestones reached, and the faint tension of knowing their every step had been watched. Their dinner, from the first toast to the lingering crescendo of dessert, felt less like a meal and more like an ode to gratitude. Two people pressing pause on velocity to honor what they had built, endured, and protected together. Let's take a breath with our Secrets Behind the Stars community and ask the question threading the comments tonight. Are we only seeing flawless craft, two professionals so attuned that their timing and touch fool us all? Or are we watching a love take shape that will set the tempo of Turkish celebrity talk for years? Drop your most thoughtful theories in the comments. Could 2026 be the year that what has glimmered in implication finally stands up and declares itself? And if this measured deep dive is your rhythm, the join button is your key to the inner room. Membership keeps this channel alert and uncompromising. As midnight drew nearer with the inevitability of tide, Gökberk and Cemre slipped from the warmth of that hushed dining room into a vantage point chosen with care, a natural balcony over the city's ancient glitter. Down below, the Bosphorus gathered the night into its currents. Above, bridges burned like necklaces of diamond light. The winter air had bite, but the two of them seemed insulated by a private climate. They stood close, shoulders aligned as if making a quiet promise not to let the world in too far. The contrast was aching and beautiful, a population roaring toward the countdown below, and two people holding court with silence above, each second ringed with expectation. Their fingers found each other as if they had learned the path by heart. Hand in hand, they watched the city inhale. For those who read bodies like books, the message was simple and seismic: trust. Secrets Behind the Stars has always believed that stillness reveals more than spectacle, and in that soft, suspended interval, it was as if they drafted a manifesto without a single word. No need for declarations shouted into the night. Presence, freely given, was plenty loud. Then came 12. And when 2026 flared open, the sky erupted into brushstrokes of impossible color. Fireworks flowered and fell, echoing against domes and glass, and in that thunderous bloom, Gökberk drew Cemre into an embrace both gentle and fierce. It seemed to hold time still, an island in the roar, a shelter that said, "We made it through." Gratitude lived in the way their shoulders softened, in the exhale they shared as the first seconds of a new calendar spilled past. Observers swore the moment looked like a romance canvas smuggled out of the 19th century, then touched by neon and thrust onto a skyline built for the now. There were murmurs, not for recording devices but for each other, hopes framed in almost whispers, the shape of plans only lovers and co-conspirators can keep. Conversations about new projects winked into being. There was laughter, the kind that belongs first to the two who earn it. No crowded stage, no performative spectacle. Just affection that trusted itself without applause. That's the quality we celebrate here, the decision, amid the noise, to choose peace and a single pair of eyes. Before we step into the final act of this tale, a reminder, Secrets Behind the Stars exists to set the bar high. If you haven't subscribed, consider this your nudge, toggle notifications so the next chapter doesn't slip past at dawn. If you want to stand directly behind our investigative work. The calls, the travel, the slow, careful verification, press join. Tell us in the comments which other names should take the spotlight next. Your ideas steer our map. Join today and step into the circle. Morning arrived with that pale Istanbul glow that makes the water look like folded silk. The first hours of 2026 found Gökberk Yildirim and Cemre Arda where the industry already suspects they live now, at the crest of their talents, looking outward with calm ambition. Their New Year's meeting wasn't random. It felt like the apex of a closeness we've traced here, brick by brick, for months. Rumors already swirl that the coming year won't stop at primetime victories and film festival nods. There is talk, never loud, always confident, that personal news might step out of the private album and into daylight. What cut through was balance. The steadiness radiating off them after the night made a case for harmony. People who know where the camera is but don't need to feed it every second. International outlets have begun humming with the same phrase, the perfect start. And for fans of Arafta, the chance to witness the two leads share something as sacred as the first minute of a year lands like a confirmation that the alchemy you taste on screen is cooked in a real kitchen. From our vantage, the night reads as a statement of ethics. You can be the heartbeat of a continent's conversation without trading away what's tender. You can let the world look and still keep the best pieces where only two sets of hands can find them. That embrace by the Bosphorus, that careful dinner whose address we won't reveal, that shared horizon as the city cracked open in light, these moments will be remembered as the prologue to a year built to become legend for both of them. We reach the final measure of this chronicle with a rare sensation. Having brushed against something honest in a business engineered for glare. Gökberk Yildirim and Cemre Arda reminded us that wonder isn't housed in grand stages or choreographed chaos, it lives in the caliber of your companion. A quiet table. A synchronized gaze. The anchor of a hug in a sky trembling with color. With that, a story was rewritten before our eyes. From Secrets Behind the Stars, our promise stands. We will watch, not with intrusion but with rigor. Every caption, every public ripple, and every well-placed silence will be measured with the care you expect. May 2026 deliver triumphs they've earned and revelations that arrive on their terms, and may it deliver you, our audience, a stream of exclusives worthy of your time. If this journey has moved you the way that midnight over Istanbul moved them, do the simple things that matter. Like this video, share it with everyone who keeps their notifications on for Gökberk and Cemre, subscribe if you're new, and give a thought to joining our members' circle. Your membership is the lantern we carry into the unknown corridors of the next story. It keeps the light of Secrets Behind the Stars burning steady. Until the next exclusive, we'll be right here, elegant, specific, and unafraid to tell the truth the way it deserves to be told.